Welcome back to the Shop Mini RC, everybody. I'm Ken, and today I just wanted to show you real quick the different FMS trucks that they have for their spring RC sale. They're discounting these trucks from 10% all the way up to like 33%. So I just want to kind of walk through each one of the trucks for you and just kind of tell you a little bit about them and our experience and what we like and all that kind of good stuff. So you can check it out. We've also got all the links down in the description below. So if you want to pick one up quick and easy, just click the link. It's an affiliate link, so it does help the channel, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And yeah, we appreciate all the support from all our subscribers, all of our channel members, and even just the viewers in general. You guys are awesome, and without you, we couldn't do this. So that affiliate link really helps us out. And again, it doesn't cost you anything. It's just for your convenience as well. Just easy to click that link and check out the trucks. Anyway, let's go ahead and check these trucks out on the table. And it's going to be pretty quick. We're just going to walk through them, and hopefully you learn something, and it helps you decide if you want to pick one of these awesome little rigs up. Definitely worth it at these prices. They're good. All right, so just a quick overview of what we've got for sale for the Spring RC Car Sales collection. They're going to be giving discounts on the FCX24 series, on the Power Wagon and the Lemur. We've also got the Toyota FJ Cruiser 1/18 scale, the 1/12 scale Jimy, and then the Hummer, the H1 Alpha RS Hummer. This thing's insane. And then the big guy, the 1/6 scale Jimy RS back here as well. So all these rigs have a discount on them, and we'll talk about each one and what their discount is, as well as we'll probably put links to different videos for review videos that we have on some of these guys. First up is the one that kind of put FMS on the map for the mini crawlers. That's the FCX24 Power Wagon, or FCX24 Butcher. Ours are pretty modded out. We've had them since basically before they were supposed to be released. Somebody had listed them on Amazon before they were supposed to, and a bunch of people snagged them up and got them very early. So that was very cool. We were one of the first videos out there because we were able to purchase it off Amazon before anybody else. Well, not anybody else. Anybody that had the link that could find it or knew was able to snag them up. But they sold out super quick on that Amazon link. Anyway, whatever. The point is, we've had these guys for quite a while. We've done quite a bit of upgrades. There's a lot of different manufacturers out there kind of supporting these guys. So it's very cool to see some really good aftermarket support on them. They are FCX24s, but they're a little larger. They're almost closer to an FCX, to an 18 scale. It just depends on what body you get. You know, there's the FCX24 Smasher, the FCX24 K5 Blazer. There's the Lemur that we're going to show. The Smasher, the monster truck, is totally 24 scale. The other one's a little closer to 18th. The Lemur, I guess, could be 24 scale. Anyway, these guys are awesome. They're 2-speed transmissions. They're on portals. There's drop-in brushless systems you can get for them from FearTech. They literally just drop right in, bolt up. They'll even use your stock remote. So definitely very well supported in the aftermarket world. I think there's even some new axles coming out from a company that are going to make them straight axles. So if you wanted to convert your truck over to straight axles, that's going to be amazing. So we'll definitely show those when those come in. I think we're getting them like in the next 2 weeks. So we'll see. We'll see if they can get those in from a specific company. Those of you who know might already know who it is. But yeah, Power Wagon, an awesome rig. Straight out of the box, this thing performs crazy good. The 2-speed makes them super fun for trailing or crawling. You can pop it in 2-speed and rip it around. They're very quick. Or you can put it into the low gear and you get a ton of torque. The servos are pretty good on these. The stock servos aren't horrible. Shift servo, you like never have to change it. It's fine. And then, yeah, a lot of people like to stretch them and put crazy bodies on them and whatnot. Definitely, if you go brushless, they're like nutso fast because you have the high speed and the brushless. Pretty cool truck for sure. These guys are normally $149.99 and they're on sale right now for $119.99. So that's a damn good price. If you've been thinking about getting an FCX24, the guy that started it all is a great platform to pick up. They're all pretty much the same as far as the axles and the components they use, just different bodies. The LC80 and the new K10 do have a little bit different chassis rail setup, so you can actually drop the skid out independent. These skids are part of the chassis, but other than that, they're all the exact same components. So definitely a cool truck, 100% worth checking out if you're looking for another 24th to 18th scale size truck. And again, tons of support for these guys. And yeah, great out of the box. Fantastic out of the box. Let's go ahead and move on to the Lemur now. We got one little steering on there. All right, so the Lemur, let's get in there. It is also $119.99. And again, this guy, I think with some so we've modified ours, obviously. We stretched it out a little. We moved our light bar. We've got videos on all that stuff. And again, we'll put them over here in the corner. But the Lemur is actually pretty awesome once you get it kind of modified. Out of the box, it's a little goofy looking. It sits kind of tall. The light bar up on top makes it sit even taller and just kind of doesn't look, you know, aggressive and capable. But even out of the box, totally stock, it's actually very, very capable. It's less top heavy than like the Power Wagon. And yeah, so it's just a matter of like what style you kind of are going for. And do you want to kind of put in a little extra work to make it look a little bit more aggressive or how you want. This guy's the same thing with the 2-speed in there, portal axles. This one does have, just like the LC80, the removable skid, so you can completely pop the entire chassis off and have your 2-speed transmission and all that mounted to your skid and your links, so it's all kind of one modular piece, which is cool. It's not tied to the chassis. So if you like to modify, that makes it way easier. But yeah, this truck is actually really awesome in spite of how goofy it looks in the stock pictures, because the stock truck just looks goofy as hell. Well, we're not going to lie. But once you modify it a little bit, stretch it out just a little bit, lower it down just a little bit, it's a pretty mean little truck and super capable. And again, just like the Power Wagon, because it's FCX based platform, tons of upgrade parts already out there for it. You don't have to worry about aftermarket support not being there. Also, I've seen some people do some really cool stuff with changing out their panels for, you know, soda or Red Bull or things like that. And it's just fun to do. Definitely a cool one to customize. Super, super fun in that regard. All right. So next up, we'll do the Toyota FJ Cruiser. This guy is another 18th scale rig. Now, this is one of their older models, so it's not on the FCX platform. It's servo on chassis versus servo on axle. All the FCX have the front servo on the axle, just more performance based. This is one of their more scale trucks, right? So it's a lot more scale looking. It's hard body. The Butcher's a hard body too, but the hood opens. All your electronics and battery are up underneath that hood. You got a ton of lights. Really cool scale looking bumper, the snorkel, window wipers, just like a real one, three windshield wipers there, mirrors, hard plastic mirrors. I mean, they're like actual mirrors. I don't know if you're going to see in there, but they're actual mirrors. I think they're glass. Got our spare on there. We haven't done anything to this, totally stock truck, but these are also super fun. We haven't run it a ton, but whenever we do run it or take it out somewhere, people are like, wow, that is awesome looking. A little bouncy. You could maybe swap out the shocks. You could probably use any FCX size shocks in there. Great little truck as well. This guy's $139.99. Normally it's $160, so $159.99, but you're getting a pretty good discount there. So definitely a cool truck though if you're into something that's looking a little bit more scale. And all the lights, scale interior, it's ring and pinion axle. Totally ready to run. Just got to drop batteries in the remote and you're good to go. So this is the last of the 18 scale stuff. Next, we're going to do some 12 scale. Let's check it out. Boom. This is the 1/12 Jimy RTR. Now, just like that Toyota FJ Cruiser, very much a scale rig. You can see all the awesome scale detail in here. They even have an exhaust, fuel tank, scale drive shafts, axles. Look at that suspension setup, the links. Very, very scale. Very cool truck. Again, I think this guy could use some better shocks. A lot of the older FMS trucks just had regular friction shocks. They're kind of bouncy, which is actually really cool for a scale rig because when you're trailing and you're kind of bouncing around and stuff, it just looks cool. But if you're looking to just kind of smooth that out, you can definitely throw some oil shocks on there. We've got the doors that open on this guy here. Obviously the hood, that's where all the goodies are again. So that's all up in there. They even have the air filter and just, again, a very scaled out RC. Super, super cool in that regard. Tailgate opens, even this, right? Your little trunk, your seats in the back, they fold down. Pretty nuts. Seats fold forward, steering wheel. it turns. This one does have a servo attached to it, so when you turn the wheel, the steering wheel inside turns. That is very cool. All the lights work, obviously. Does have turn signals, but it's another looker, right? Another truck you take out on the trails, and people are, what is that? Very scaled out wheels and tires. This guy here is 170. Normally it's 250, 149, but they're doing a 32%. This is the highest discounted one. And I'm just being honest, this thing is actually very cool if you're looking for something scale. Again, you're not going to have a lot of aftermarket upgrade parts for it. They have all the replacement parts, so if something breaks or whatnot, you can get all the replacement parts. But as far as like upgrades, there's not a lot of options out there. But you can always make things work. Like I said, you can fit shocks on here, no problem. You're going to be able to change out your wheels and tires, stuff like that. But you're not going to be getting, brass steering knuckles and things of that nature. Even your drive shafts, you can replace with some stock, SCX20, not stock, but aftermarket SCX24 or FCX24 drive shafts would probably work in there, no problem. But just a very cool scaled out rig. At some point, someday, I'd love to take this guy and just paint the interior and just do a little bit of weathering on it. And yeah, making it look a lot more scale. Maybe change the wheels over to something a little more high quality looking, some metal or aluminum wheels. I don't know. But very cool truck. Again, 32% off on this guy. So worth checking out if you're trying to find a little bit larger scaled out rig. And another 1/12, which is a little bit larger than it. It's quite a bit larger, actually. But they're both supposed to be 1/12. So the Jimny is just a small vehicle in general. And you can see just even by the doors, the Jimny's door is almost bigger than this door. So they are both 12th scale, even though this guy is super wide. But that's just a Hummer, right? Jimnys are very small. Hummers are very big and wide, but you can see, again, from a door standpoint, the Jimny's bigger, technically. So, anyway, 12 scale Hummer. This guy's nuts. So this guy comes in two different colors. It comes in the black and in the yellow. They're doing 10% off on this guy. Normally $329.99, but it's going to be $296.99 for their sale. And this is like the scale guy's dream. It's got every scale detail you would imagine. Folding down bumper, side clips so that you can open the hood. Even down inside here, you've got a motor, like the engine, not a motor. Motors are electric, engines are gas and diesel. So that being said, we've got our engine in here. It even has a fan belt and a working fan. So when the truck's moving forward and backwards, the fan spins. Got our air filters and all that kind of good stuff. Does have a servo for the steering. You can see we've got a little guy in there. The door handles work. So you lift up the door handle. There's an actual latch. Opens up. Steering wheel. All the gauges. Everything just like a full-size 1-to-1 Hummer. Pretty nuts. Even the seats are nice and squishy. They're like a nice material. They feel good. And it's got four-wheel steer. It's got all the exhaust and underneath caging that they have. It's dual A-arms, front and rear. So again, this is just a scaled out truck. This is not a crawler. Tailgate opens, you pop the latches out. All the lights work. Got our D-rings. From a functionality standpoint, this guy comes with a 2-speed. So you got high and a low. It's also got 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. It's obviously got the 4-wheel steering. We also have remote diff lockers where you can lock and unlock the front and rear diffs. So you have open diffs if you want to kind of go fast. And if you do want to try to crawl it a little or you need more traction, you can lock those diffs up. It's got a 370 brushed motor. Again, this guy's just totally nuts. All bearings, removable roof. It is also on portals, just like a real one. It's kind of got a portal set up in there. It's kind of hard to see, sorry, but it is on portals. There's over 20 lights in this thing. The only thing it doesn't have from a scale standpoint is like sound. There's no sound box. So you have to add a little revving sound box if you really want that. But this guy's nuts. Just a really cool rig for somebody who wants something a little bit larger that is scaled out like crazy. It's a little bit smaller than an actual 10th scale though. But again, per scale size dimensions compared to a real Hummer, it's a 12th scale. Definitely a cool rig. And last but not least, this guy here. Oh, we're going to need to make some space. What we've got here is this big guy. It is slightly larger than your typical 10th scale. It is a 1/6 scale though. It's 1/6 scale Jimny. Again, Jimnys are very small vehicles. So compared to another 6 scale like an FCX6, this guy's gonna be smaller, but it is bigger than a 10th scale. We've got Batman driving. We've also got our Christmas lights on there. We ran it around a bunch during Christmas. And we actually have 2 of these guys. We picked them up when they were on sale last time, so we're super glad we snagged them up. They're fun. We did have some tumbles and broken mirrors here, but we've got them. A lot of times people will put just like shrink wrap around the mirror here, and that'll make it kind of bendy because they are harder, so that's something to be aware of. But yeah, we beat this guy up pretty good. Took it to Easter, let the kids drive it around. Awesome truck. Another very cool scale type of rig. Get all your dials and buttons and dashes. The steering wheel turns when we steer. And everything's under the hood. Even our light box. We got a light box here. But you can easily throw like a 1080 in here if you wanted. The external ESC and receiver, they're separate. So if you wanted to throw a 1080, you could and get a really good modulation out of it. The modulation that's in there now is already pretty good for a ready to run, especially at a price of $229. This guy's normally $329, so 30% discount on there. And if you check out the FMS Rock Hobby Facebook groups, or the Facebook group specifically for the Jimny, people do nutso scale work on them. Some people will convert the leaf springs, because it is on leaf springs, to actual links, because the other FMS models share the same platform, everything except the FCX10. So the FJ and the Michigan all share components. So you can swap over your skid plate here and turn it into a linked setup with shocks and all that kind of stuff. Big old 2.2 tires. You can even take the leafs here and flip them to the top of the axle and lift the truck a good amount to put some big tires on there. Just make it a pretty mean machine for a scale crawler. Definitely a cool truck. And again, if you're looking for something larger, but you're on a budget, under $300, $229.99, this guy is a killer deal right now. So definitely worth checking out. And there is some support for this platform, not just this one, but the platform that uses these axles and stuff. There's a lot of people out there doing stuff with them, so I know that there is some support out there. Not a ton, but people are doing some cool things for sure. So definitely check this guy out. So again, I just wanted to make this video to make sure you guys were aware of what's on sale for their spring sale. A lot of really cool options, especially if you're looking for some of the larger scaled, more scale detailed style rigs, or even just picking up your first FCX24, whether it's a Butcher or a Lemur. They're both awesome trucks. Definitely worth checking out. And then obviously the big guy in the back if you want to get crazy and do a military vehicle. I've seen some really cool scaled out stuff with those trucks. And yeah, it's just fun too. Like, it's super fun. Like I said, the kids have a blast with it for being a larger scale truck under, $300. You can't go wrong. So I hope this gave you some good insight into what they're offering. Maybe made you want to pick a truck up. If not, totally cool. At least you know what's out there. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we hope that you check out the channel again more if this is your first time checking out the channel. We do tons of small scale stuff. And like I said, we've got videos on some of these things, and we'll have more videos on them in the future as we do mods and upgrades and all kinds of stuff. We usually do very deep dive videos where we take the old truck apart when it first comes out and show people what the truck's made of, and, tips and tricks before you run the truck or after you run the truck. If you break something, how to fix it, stuff like that, So if you did like the video, give it a share, and then also like and subscribe. That helps the algorithms a ton. And then don't forget to hit that notification bell. We'll put it right over here. It's down there below. That'll let you know when new videos come. So thanks again for checking it out. Get out there, build something awesome, build a car, build a course, build a community, pick up a ready to run, something like that, as long as you're having fun. And then smash it, crush it, and bash it, but don't break the expensive parts. Peace.